Good evening. I'm Enarida Lord and welcome to Churikua. My whole family has lived here for as long as I can remember. We are originally from Sylt, an island that has made a name for itself as a great tourist destination to visit. You can imagine what it's like to see tourists visiting and enjoying our island. However, the high cost of what is involved here makes that not everyone is encouraged to visit, and if they visit us, almost always do it as at some special time, and according to some have told me, after saving and take it as a purpose and even as a great idea for a honeymoon. It was not always like that. Long ago, our life was simpler and less flashy. We lived with a certain tranquility, but obviously always at the mercy of the dangers of being near the sea. I consider myself someone who respects traditions, but with certain reservations. In some cases, although sometimes, you begin to question whatever the stories. I consider myself someone who respects traditions, but with certain reservations in some cases. But you also begin to question whether the stories are based on something to entertain or about their veracity, something that makes you think that not everything is what it seems. A few days ago, when I woke up, I felt in my bed the smell of the sea, as if I had dropped seawater on it and let it dry inside. It's strange. I didn't understand it, so I just washed it or changed it. This had never happened to me before. I hear in my dreams someone telling me, "Don't forget me, don't forget me, help me, help me," repeated like an echo inside my mind. Every night was a torment until I simply prayed for an answer. I hear that same voice. It was Carl. I could see him wet on the shore of the beach. He was walking towards me and asking me for help. I asked him what was wrong, and he kept asking me for help. Suddenly, I reached him. I felt his cold hands on my back, hugging me. I felt the smell of the sea and woke up. To my surprise, my keel was once again in the same circumstances. I had to hurry to get on my day-to-day life thought. I kept thinking about him. Carl was my boyfriend. We just broke up a couple of days ago. It was normal that I didn't call him and didn't try to. After all, I was the one who decided to end the relationship. Carl was devastated. I guess I started to feel a little remorse for having ended the relationship, and that's probably why I dreamed about him. It was a very nice and long relationship. After all, taking into account the events, it was the best. In case you are wondering, we broke up because I will be leaving the island in a few weeks, and he wanted and had everything to do the rest of his life here. He has no desire to leave from here, something that I do, and not finding a middle ground, I decided, despite what I was feeling, to break up with him. All this made me think that I should call him, look for him, just to make sure that everything was alright. I called him and sent me to the mailbox, which was normal. After the way things turned out, I decided to go to his house as soon as he got off work. I waited and went to look for him. I didn't find him. I assumed he went out with some friends, something usual for him. The next day, I sent him messages, made phone calls, and still no answer. I decided to go to his work, and to my surprise, his coworker said that since we broke up, he hadn't come. They were worried. At first, they thought he might have a cold. After all, he had not missed more than 2 consecutive days without notifying. We decided to go to his house, but again, everything was in silence. Fortunately, I still have the key he gave me, so I broke it with me and we decided to go inside. Once inside, everything was almost in its place. And I said almost because I could see some bottles of alcohol in the kitchen. I looked all over the house, and what was my surprise? In his room, on his bed, was a picture of us that he had framed, a letter, and a small box. I opened the letter, and it said, "My beloved Eva, I am writing you these lines to apologize in case I don't make it back. You know how much I like to go to the seashore to clear my thoughts. You know, I have thought about our life together. I am not able to go on without you. Even, as you may realize, it was already thinking about taking the next step. You know how much it means to me to stay here. I find myself unable to live anywhere else. I know you will be happy away from here, even without me. Forgive me. If I never come back, you will know that the sea took pity on me and didn't want to see me suffer anymore without you. Forgive me for not being who you wanted or who you needed. I wish you all the best, and I ask you to save this ring, even though it will no longer have the desired meaning. At least keep it with you along with this photo, so you will never forget me. Always yours, Carl." Now I understood everything that had happened. I was sorry for having come so much, for being responsible for his death in some way. I could only cry. I collapsed on the floor. One of his co-workers came to comfort me. I could barely articulate a word. They took it upon themselves to call the authorities. Once they gathered enough information, they allowed me to keep the letter, the photo, and the ring. It is worth mentioning that from that terrible day on, it was all over. I only dream of him once more. This time, besides being wet, the dream was different. He told me that he loved me and that I should never forget him. He thanked me for everything and hugged me. I promised not to forget him. And that was the last time my sheets woke up wet and smelling of the sea. It is a local tradition and generally known by the lonely people of the area. Carl, taking his life in the sea, became a gonger, returning from the dead to visit me, until I found the truth and warned me that he was no longer with us. Carl's body turned up days later, right in front of the lighthouse. Now he finally rests in peace, and I wear the ring I later learned he saved so hard to buy, and to fulfill my promise to never forget him.